are live on the YouTube side, January 17th, 2022. I have with me, it's like the Brady Bunch. We got Barry Johnson down here,
Hmm.
Engineer Reacts YouTube channel. Barry, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you. Thanks for having me.
Yep, we got Moose. He's over here somewhere, and then Tyrone over on this side as I'm pointing to him. Gents,
Oh,
thanks for
damn.
coming through. They're staples. Everybody knows
Oh
them.
yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
always on the
Absolutely.
show. But Barry has probably been on just a couple of times, so he may
Hmm.
be for some of the noobs, they may not know who you are. Tell them
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
do, Barry. Tell them, man.
yeah. So I have a YouTube channel. Like was just so I kind of review phones. I just try to come from an engineering perspective. Try not to bore you as much because I can get really deep and technical. But I always try to say this, like when people ask me like what my job is on a daily basis. I always say make sure you subscribe to Sneed. Sneed is probably the best, not just on YouTube, just if you really take someone that's a consumer, he's a teacher of this type of technology, he does an unbelievable job with it. So, but basically that's what I do on a daily basis is I kind of work with all this stuff, even though I love playing with phones.
Yeah. Yeah, we're big. We love devices. Every generational improvement, every new gen of tech, all of that. We follow everything. And see, I'd be doing this anyways, Barry. But like
Yeah.
I just make content because I'm doing it anyways. I'm like, hey, maybe somebody wants to see. People
Hmm.
want to know what's going on. And I think just if you enjoy it and you have fun with it, it's easier to make content that you're excited
Yes.
about. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, so like Tyrone, me and him have very similar channels. We've done podcasts together before. I mean, Tyrone, has there ever been a busier time on your channel, man?
No, 2022 is starting off in a big way, and I don't think it's going to slow down.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true, man. And it's devices. So like consumers have to know what's coming. You got to make decisions on your upgrade. And
Yeah.
look, Barry, man, we just got off fresh off the heels of the MKBHD statement
Yes.
about
Yeah.
the Pixel.
So I don't know how much you want to go into it, but his statement and what he said on the podcast were like two different things.
Oh, sure, there's something called damage control, man. Sometimes you got to backtrack. Yeah, yeah, I did catch that. And look, man, like so I got the poll up. All right, so if
Mhm.
you guys want to go ahead and get your votes in, please do. Participate, get involved with the live stream. You could do so by just chatting in the live chat. You can also vote in the polls. I'm going to put up a couple tonight. The first one involves kind of your predictions. Which device will be the most capable in its next generation? So here's what I'm saying. Each device launches at a different time of the year. So it's kind of unfair to gauge the iPhone 13 against the Samsung Galaxy S22. That's not really
Yeah, I
fair
agree.
because you're going to get like 6 months of advanced modem technology, 6 months of advanced display technology, so like just think about the next generation of the hardware because the Galaxy's coming out next month, probably, right? February, are we expecting?
Mhm.
Should things work out.
Yeah, yeah.
We got an
Should things work out
iPhone. Yeah, we got an iPhone that'll be later in the year. The Google phone will be later in the
later
year.
in the
We
year.
got
Yeah.
mid-rangers get the front end love, Q2,
Mhm.
Q3, so just consider that as objectively as possible. All right, so we already got some votes. We got 65 votes, Barry. So we got stuff we could talk about, man. But here's kind of where I'm at with this, right? I test these things for cellular technology, right? There's so much more to the phone. All right. So one of the
Mhm.
things that
Mhm.
I had a problem with the Google Pixel 6 Pro was the cellular technology. So I've been using my 6 Pro. I've used it with the Verizon.
Yep.
I've used it with AT&T, and I've used it with T-Mobile. So I tested all three. Barry, what have you tested in terms of your SIMs with that phone?
So only Verizon and T-Mobile, no AT&T. And that's just so the history where I'm at in Orlando is AT&T has been kind of weird at times, but it's probably the strongest now. but my legacy has always been this happened in the last 6 months that AT&T has kind of made a comeback and they're the strongest. So so I was telling Sneed earlier that my Pixel, like I actually switched from Verizon. My Verizon's always my primary, and I always have a T-Mobile as my secondary line. And I flip-flopped them because I was having connectivity issues, and I just assumed it was the Pixel. But I was telling Sneed, whenever I would get a mobile network unavailable, I'm like, oh, I got an issue with my Pixel. My son would have the same thing with his 13 Pro Max.
Mm-hmm. So you knew it was a network. Yep.
Yeah, I knew it was a network. Yep.
All right, now Tyrone, I know you're an iPhone guy, so I can definitely get your angle on the iPhone. Are you using any other devices at this time?
Currently, no, just the iPhone. That's all I've been using since the 12, and then I upgraded to the 13. From a Apple perspective, I think they're moving to an in-house ecosystem, like literally everything Apple made.
Yeah.
I think the last thing in the phone is the Qualcomm chipset, which Apple is getting ready to do that in-house as well. From a hardware perspective, in terms of the next gen iPhone coming out, we'll see what they do. But for me, it's got to be the software. I don't know where they're going with the software, but it hasn't been up to that standard that Apple is usually known for.
Yeah,
you have a buggy
experience,
like just unstable OS.
It's been shitty, to be honest with you. I can't put it any other way. It's been freezing when scrolling on web pages. It's just nothing that we are used to from Apple at all.
Now, is this on the 13 versus 12?
Yeah, this is actually it's happening on my iPad too. I have an iPad 2020 Pro. I have the same issues. Yeah, okay. Same OS. So I've been having the same issues there. Now I can't speak for everybody, but I've noticed those issues, and we've gradually gotten some updates to the 15.1 and stuff like that. But
now we're on 15.2. How is that?
Yeah, it's on 15.2. It's still not 100%, but I think they're working on it. But I just don't like the fact that every time we move to a new number on updates, it's always a mess.
So that part Apple's always had struggle with. I'm not sure what that's all about. It's almost like you're playing Russian roulette, so to speak, when you update. I know for years I stayed on beta when I could. Like if it wasn't a work design phone, I would stay on the beta release, and it just seemed like they had a little bit easier. And I know Gadget Goddess, who also has a YouTube channel, always stays on the beta as well for that reason. I'm not sure what it is about the updates, but it's almost like they put out an update and you have to roll back, or either you're waiting for the next update immediately.
Exactly. So one update will come out and it addresses an issue, and then that same update breaks something else in the phone.
Yes. Yeah. So like what I was telling Sneed, like so you will experience this. There are people so officially on the books, it was when the iPhone 12 was really starting to get into its into gear, but it was like November 2020, there was a call drop acknowledged by Apple. And then they finally say they fixed this call drop issue with 5G November 21. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, that's not Apple. To have that lingering. And luckily for me, I wasn't having an issue. I wasn't impacted by it. I was just impacted with people contacting me via DM, like, hey, do you know a workaround for me? I'm in this location and I'm having this issue.
My 12 Pro had the worst battery drain of any phone I've ever owned.
No, it was garbage.
Man, it was
garbage.
I mean, it's my battery health on the phone. It probably has 3 years of wear in 1 year.
Yes. No. I don't. So this is something. So there's a guy that hit me up on. I was gonna put it in that thing that you would watch, it was going to go in that one. I was like, I never cleared it with the guy, so I'm not going to put it in. But he had hit me up on Twitter, and he didn't DM me. He just hit me up, and he took a video, and he was going, man, why is this happening on my 12 Pro? He goes, I had 11 Pro. This doesn't happen. And
I had a
he was
12
just
that didn't
walking
have
through.
issues.
But what it was is he's one of those people that are sensitive to like frame drops. And the A14 has like a scheduler, like just like, hey, we're going by the book almost, like the way it runs its process. So it shows up in these little areas that some of the net pickers go. But where you really see it is you see the lag, like, and you start game. So if you put like an 11 Pro next to a 12 Pro and a 13 Pro and you play PUBG, the one that's going to show all the lag is going to be the 12 Pro. So people were seeing some of this lagginess and thinking they were having bugs. And it's like, no, that's just how the A14 works. So it's little things like that I think people miss, like because we might all like, I didn't have many problems with my 6 series. But when other people, I'm like, man, you're having these issues, and vice versa. Like there's people that iPhone never has issues, and then we just heard Tyrone's experience with his iPhone.
I had trouble with my 12 Pro. I didn't have trouble with my 12 for whatever reason. My 13 Pro is a dream. It's excellent. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
My 13 Pro Max, same thing. It's great. I don't have any issues with these generations of phones, but for whatever reason, the 12 Pro was a nightmare. I got to say this now, because now I got people all juiced up and ready. I just need to say this. I don't care what anybody says. The Google Pixel 6 Pro, I don't have the 6. I have the Pro. Anybody got a 6, they can speak to it. It's not as bad as people say it is. So, like, the level of extreme bad that people claim it is, it's not that bad. It's not perfect. It has had problems.
It's not perfect. Yeah.
I've attributed most of the trouble with the OS and not the hardware.
Yeah.
So, the way that you know that this is the case is that they sent this January update that just came in. I just got it a couple of days ago. The phone experience is stabilized.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a couple of things. People are telling me, they're asking me. John's here in the live chat. He'll tell you.
Yeah, he's got a 6.
Yeah, he's telling me that he's noticed that with the January update, his fingerprint scanner got more reliable and faster.
Yeah.
I didn't really have that much issue before.
But this is why you probably didn't have. So there was a small November. It wasn't called the November update. There was a security patch that had a fingerprint. So one of my phones had that, and there was a big difference between that phone and my 6 Pro that didn't have it. So that's why I sideloaded the December update. So as soon as it was available, I downloaded it, sideloaded it, and both of them act the same. So now they're both on the January update.
Yeah, so once they get those updates, I mean, I got my updates and the thing's running like a dream. The same app crashes are not happening anymore. So I've had the update for a few days. I haven't seen the YouTube crash that I was seeing. So that's the first app. The YouTube Studio is now stable, which is important to myself. I know it's important to you guys.
Yeah.
Tyrone, you use the YouTube Studio app, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so I had to use my iPhone when using the YouTube Studio app.
Wow.
Like I was telling like Barry on the last show, I had just adjusted. Like the apps that didn't work well, my use cases that didn't work well for the Pixel, they just became iPhone, apps. I was just like, I'd pick up my iPhone to run the YouTube Studio and to live stream.
And this is the thing. So just because we can make that adjustment, it's not that we're suggesting, right, anyone else do the same, right? But it was like,
I think me and you are on the same page. If a phone is a nightmare, you return it.
Yeah, you return it. Yeah. I really have not understood. Like I was telling Sneed that I get contacted people like, oh, I've had this thing for 3 months, whether it's an iPhone, Samsung, and I've been through 4 of them. I'm like, really? Why? Sounds like it's not a match, sir. It's like And a lot of times it's running hot, and I'm like, you know what's probably running hot? Because it probably doesn't have a good connection to the base station. That amplifier is just firing up trying to get a connection. I'm like, get rid of that phone, try a different phone. So
I'm gonna speak to this.
oh yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Chaim is asking about the millimeter wave on the Pixel 6 Pro to the iPhone 13. The Pixel 6 Pro works in the bakery for millimeter wave. Like, it actually picks it up. The iPhone doesn't really pick it up.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think that.
You think it's weaker radios because you're testing them both on Verizon, or right?
But the iPhone's a little
I'm
faster.
not radios, antennas. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, the iPhone's a little faster.
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing about millimeter wave. The connection is so fast. Like, if you're getting 1.5 gigs or 2 gigs, like, who cares, right? But, like, you need to be connected, and it's a very fickle connection inside.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that the Pixel picks it up but the iPhone doesn't, I think, is important.
Yeah.
Because, like, otherwise, you may be on a very slow connection. Like, if you're only getting 2 megabits and you're trying to watch a 1080p video, well, then that's going to buffer.
Correct.
Right. But if I pick up ultra-wideband, even if it is only 300 megabits, right, because millimeter wave is very touchy, I mean, that's meaningful that the Pixel picks it up if the iPhone can't.
Now, here's the thing. So in the car, like, you went out and did more testing, and I'm not sure how much you can do this, right? Or go into it without stepping into it. In the car, I was surprised that because the iPhone to me has been the top dog, based on your testing. But I was surprised that the Pixel 6 improved that much. Now, you did more. Like, were you still getting those speeds?
I gave the Pixel a tough test. I was 1 block away, non-line of sight. There was a building in front of the node, so I didn't get line of sight. It was still getting 1.5 gigs. So, like, that means the signal's bouncing off a building and then getting to the Pixel. So that's good. But the iPhone's able to do that too. So I'm not. So that's the thing. Do we really need to see that a phone is better than the other, or do we take that this phone is competitive?
I think we've had I think we've had that conversation. I think right now the rush is my phone better, and instead of saying let's say all bugs are gone with every device we're talking about. This is the best iPhone ever produced. This is the best Pixel. And I think people are missing out on what we're getting right now, like the quality of what we're getting. First of all, that you're sitting in a car, not standing on top of the base station, like was theoretically thinking people were going to have to do.
Yeah.
And getting these type of speeds on a phone. So.
Yeah, big facts. And then the sensors are great. Okay, so I've been taking photos with the Pixel. I've been taking photos with the iPhone. They're both really good. I did like my Galaxy when I had it too. I had the S21 Plus. Pete, are you ready? Let me get a thumbs up, Pete, if you're ready. Yeah. We got the bearded dragon in the house, man.
What's up, bearded dragon?
You got me on the phone. I'm waiting for a case to show up to water cool my beast.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're really serious over there.
Yeah, man. I've been putting the phones through their paces. So like the way that I built this, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up now. Let's go ahead and close this out. We have 119 votes. We posted this 24 minutes ago. Which device will be the most capable in its next generation? So this would essentially be like the Pixel 7, the iPhone 14, the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and then something else. If you wanted, you could choose that. All right. So Barry, what you got, man?
So in this, I voted Pixel, and not for the reasons that you guys are voting.
Okay.
It's more the other stuff outside of cellular technology, the stuff that makes it a Pixel.
Yeah. Like, I was telling Barry,
Google Assistant and stuff like that.
Yeah. I was telling Barry, I have to have my main SIM in my Pixel because I don't answer calls if I don't have your contact. So you are going to speak to my Google Assistant.
Exactly.
Pete, you're a Pixel guy. How do you like that when the assistant answers the call for you?
That's the best thing I've ever used. I'm disappointed Siri doesn't allow for it
Right.
because it's like, I don't know this number. I'm gonna hit the thing. Don't have to stop what I'm doing, and if it's not a human, they leave.
Right. Exactly. I wish Apple would adopt it.
Yeah, I
Pete's
don't
right.
understand why people don't, but hey,
Pete's right.
as long as I've got the solution, I'm fine. But I don't understand it.
Tyrone, you want that on your next gen iPhone, man? You want the call screen?
Yeah, definitely. It's needed for the scammers and the car warranty people, all those
Yep.
people.
Yes,
They need to
no
be,
more extended warranty cars. John said it.
yeah, they need to be put in check.
Yeah.
I know, man. It's better
Although,
than the FCC. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, way better than them because they obviously can't control it here.
Yeah.
although there's another feature with the Google phone and the Google dialer. If they're known to be extended warranty calls, they're silently dropped.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So I set all that stuff up. I set up like known callers. I set up people that restrict their number. There's a lot of different things that you can just say automatically answer. So you don't even have to fiddle with looking at it. Just say, I'll let Google take care of that.
Yeah,
And it works better than the AT&T Active Armor or the T-Mobile spam protection.
Mm-hmm.
It just no junk calls whatsoever.
None.
So Pete, I never tried the Verizon version because I always had the Pixel. Like I never felt compelled to try any of the other products and any of the other services from the carriers.
I just recently put a Verizon SIM in here because AT&T Los Mobile is having some issues.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And yeah, I've never tried a Verizon app for things. It just works.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's been my experience as well, Pete. Totally been my experience.
Actually, I have the T-Mobile Spam Shield installed on my phone, but I'm like, no, this is off. The phone does a better job.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, we got the poll results. All right, which device will be the most capable in its next generation? All right, Tyrone, 55% of the people said the iPhone. Any surprises there for you, sir?
Not at all. It's still the go-to for many people. So
Correct.
So not surprised by those percentages.
So how about this, Pete? You'll get a kick out of this one. Google actually competing with the Galaxy S. The Galaxy S, 21%. The Pixel, 20%. I'm actually kind of excited for that. That means people are thinking about the Pixel, right?
Oh yeah. And I mean, the only reason why I left Samsung for the Pixel was the lack of bloatware.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we always wanted an Android that was bloatware free.
Free.
They got rid of the Google Play Edition devices, and that was terrible. I mean, I love those things. I had an S4 Google Play Edition. I had the HTC One M7 Google Play Edition. So I got the bloat-free experience of the best hardware in the game.
Yeah.
And I swear, if they would have kept producing those, I'd be buying those. I'd never liked TouchWiz. I don't mind
I never liked Touch. Yeah, One UI,
but the new version, but it's better.
It's better. It's better. Yeah. But I I couldn't do TouchWiz back those. It was beautiful to look at, but it was just.
You know what, Barry? Like the Note series has always been the pinnacle of Android hardware, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And I always stayed away from it because of the software.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the Samsung UI got more googly,
mm-hmm.
I started liking them again. Like,
I
bought it.
Yeah.
I got a Note 10 Plus. I liked it. I got
and
a Note 21. I liked it.
What I like too is Samsung fans have not pushed back. On that. Like a lot of times, like if you really kind of stay close to OnePlus, whenever they make changes, their community goes insane. They just
Yeah.
go bonkers and just
Yeah.
start attacking them. Whereas there has been significant changes. Like you're talking to people on the panel right now that couldn't use Samsung in the past that
Never liked it.
are that
Yeah.
are hey, I can use their phones now. So
They always had the power.
they did.
They always had plenty of power. The bigger batteries, the best displays, always the best displays.
Correct.
You know, if you wanted a quad HD, if you wanted the highest res, the brightest display, it was always the Note.
Yep.
You know, and you had a freaking pen, dude. It was tremendous.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, if they made a pen for every phone, that would be sweet.
Only
You know, an
thing that
integrated pen.
I've been kind of tough on Samsung now is Samsung creates some of the most outstanding camera sensors. And they're going to use one that's slightly degraded. Well, I shouldn't say slightly degraded. It's actually much worse. And let me further. It's not at the level, right? So right now, you can make a case that Google has the best camera sensor on their main sensor, on their rear sensor. Most people recognize that as top one or two. The iPhone 13 Pro series sensors are on the rear and the ultrawide are outstanding.
Yeah, they are really good.
And it seems like Samsung, they're still getting great pictures, but they're relying more on software to provide those, instead of give me the best of it all. If I'm already paying what I'm paying Apple, give me the sensors to match it,
So here's what you got to do, right? This is hard, and this is what Google has figured out. Like, you have to have very good hardware. You need sensors that are capable of capturing great images. And then it goes to like the important part that distinguishes every OEM software.
Yes.
Right? So like what Google does, point, shoot, the pictures like 99 times out of 100, the picture is going to look fantastic. Some people tell me they don't like the way that some of the colors get processed. And then some people tell me they don't like the way it blurs.
Oh yeah, like in portrait mode.
That's kind of preference or whatever,
Yeah,
but like,
correct.
dude, point and shoot the Google Pixel.
Oh yeah,
6
it's slam dunk. Yeah.
I must say the 4K images I've been taking on the 6 Pro,
Yeah.
better than the 5.
Yeah. And the 5 was the best at the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But hey, I got to call a spade a spade. The video on the Pixel needs work.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what's weak with the video. So I can get unbelievable video. Like to me, this is the best video on a Pixel.
Yeah.
But you have to flood it with light because Google has always in their algorithm, if you really pay attention, like you take a Google, like in a low light environment next to an iPhone, one of the things that Apple does that I prefer is if it sees black over there, it'll just say, I'm not going to try to differentiate that black.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to really expose the image so it's going to look better. Whereas Google, you'll see like all the noise and all. I don't want to see that in my video.
How about the weird stitchy jello-y thingy that happens in the video when you're moving?
So that part doesn't. Are you getting that on your Pixel 6 Pro?
Yeah.
Now, do you know what mode that you're in when that happens? I'll have to walk you through it because I know exactly what you're talking about. You used to see that on the older Pixels.
Yeah,
I
did see it on the older Pixels.
So I'll have to walk you through. Like you can get very smooth. Like I always recommend this is what I recommend. If people,
I just thought it was the EIS.
No, it's really solid. So this is what I always recommend, like new YouTubers like that aren't like fortunate like us that have a lot of different equipment that we can use. If you don't have an iPhone 13, get like a cheap Pixel and a cheap iPhone, right? And you can run your whole camera channel. Like they actually have a mode called cinematic pan. Yeah. So like those panning shots where people get sliders and stuff like that. Just take your phone and do that. And when you see it, it's all smooth. So there's a lot of stuff that Google has in the background. And like the iPhone 13 series, you don't really need a gimbal. If you just walk steady with that, you're going to get stable footage with it. Whereas the iPhone 12, you couldn't do that. You can just do a walk and vlog with it.
Man, I feel blessed to be able to have multiple devices and carry multiple. And actually, and one of the things like we were talking about the Galaxies for all their great qualities. The
Mhm.
one thing that the Galaxy allows you to do for like those of us here on this channel, mine in particular, the cellular network access. You're getting the best radios, you're getting the best antennas, you're getting, the cutting edge, the bleeding edge of cellular networking, and then you can get into the actual service mode, look at your channels, look at your bandwidth, see what the carrier aggregation setup is.
Mhm.
So like Tyrone covers a lot of this on his channel. Tyrone, the S22, we'll just say the Ultra because it's the ultimate, right? It's basically the Note. T-Mobile is going to be doing this N41, N71 thing. It's going to be aggregating NR bands. The moment that phone comes out, is that when T-Mobile does that?
I think so. I think that's a possibility. I still think the fact that there is a gap for the next iPhone to come out for the remainder of the year until then, the S22 is going to be the gold standard on cellular networking.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how the Google Pixel is going to do that. How's it going to compete with that for like 8 months? Like the
Yeah.
the S22 is going to come out in February probably,
Yeah.
and then it's going to be between February and October of Samsung just eating everybody's lunch in cellular.
Yep.
So like
And then,
people, we got enthusiasts, they just want to see it, man.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the enthusiasts have
Um,
to go that way.
although I must say the Pixel 6 in the December update, now the combo January update, did enable the carrier aggregation for
Correct.
T-Mobile,
It did.
but
Yep.
it will be a generation behind or generation and a half behind the next Samsung phone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those things we've kind of like I look at this. Barry looks at everything including cellular,
Mhm.
right? Cellular's one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The display is important, the battery life's important, the app management system's important, the OS feel, is it butter, is it clunky?
Mhm.
Pete, you're a phone experience guy too. I'm a phone experience guy. Like look, if it was about cellular only, I wouldn't have a Pixel. I'd
Yeah.
have a
You go.
Galaxy.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
But there's something to be said about the call screening, the the Google 6 Pro is the most intelligent phone I've ever owned. It's an actual real smartphone,
Yeah. Yeah.
meaning that the phone, it's got this adaptive battery analysis that it's always
Mhm.
constant running. It's got app management systems that are integrated. Like I put in low battery mode and I started to control the apps that'll run with low battery mode and those that won't. I fine tuned all of that. I had 20% battery life at the end of my day. I kill batteries. I
Mhm.
massacre batteries.
Mhm.
I'm a power user's worst nightmare. Like, think about it. All the recording, all the rendering video, the editing, the YouTube that I consume, the YouTube I create on. Everything I do is intensive,
Yeah.
like battery drain killer.
Mhm.
And I swear to you, I put that sucker in low power mode, the low battery setting, whatever it is,
Mhm.
and that sucker went to 22% on a day when I was home the whole day, just consuming and doing everything and producing. It it did great. Now, if I don't use low battery mode, it barely makes it through the day.
Yeah. 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 That makes sense.
So like it's it's good. It's a
Yeah. Yeah.
really smart
Yeah,
smartphone.
so that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I always you'll see me in your comments, right? I'm always looking to see so I can recommend to people. So so if someone's like, "Hey, I need the best cellular," right? It's like, "Hey, you go 13 Pro Max." But the way I've been doing stuff is more the overall experience, like you said. And I've kind of said, if you're not really into iPhone and you don't need decks, I'm recommend people get the Pixel 6, like the base 6, $600 and keep it moving. But when they need something special, like, why need the best performing modem? Well, get the 13 Pro Max right now. Why need, to replace a laptop? Well, get the Galaxy S21, and you can replace a laptop, take a portable modem. So yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, but I could definitely recommend this phone. Like, I had my reservations because I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
that the OS was problematic.
Hmm.
Now it feels pretty stable after
Yeah.
the update, so I can recommend it. And look, the iPhone is more powerful, and the S series of the Galaxy devices are more powerful. But for the little bit you would lose in power and all of that, the suite of the experience is the best.
Oh yeah, I am. So obviously, I'm biased, right? It's my opinion, but I agree. Like it's hard for me to walk away from call screen, hold for me, direct my call, stuff that I use live. Like I don't really type emails anymore. Like if I'm not in public
You
and I'm just.
transcribe it? You
Oh
do voice
yeah, I
transcription?
do all that. I do that. Yeah. So like if I'm saying something, like the first few lines that I say in a video, it's been transcribed. So I transcribe it, I look it over, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And
Oh,
that's my.
you know what they just sent me, Barry? Okay, so I just got a big shout out to AT&T. AT&T Fiber has been a great service. Like, it's an awesome fiber. Okay, the service has been incredible, but the stuff that they gave me for signing up, they sent me like 10 different things. I got gift cards. I got all types of money, this stuff. Okay, they sent me the Google Nest. Is it?
Mhm.
It's the speaker with the
Oh
display
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
okay, that little freaking thing is really good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yasmin adores it, loves it. She yells at it and it starts playing her music. She starts dancing in the kitchen. And dude, and my wife, like, it's such a fun time. Bro, that little piece of hardware is really it's a vessel.
Oh, it
It's
is.
really
Oh
about
yeah,
it's about Google intelligence,
oh yeah.
you know?
So I got my. It was called the Home back then, but once I saw the capability, I immediately got one for my parents. So my dad, who is Mr. I don't want to do anything with technology. My
Right.
son's a technology guy. He is on that thing from 7 in the morning until he goes to bed at night. He's always requesting something. Like stuff that he knows. Oh, I want to hear what Google says about it. I'm like, so
It's nice, man. It's been
yeah.
really good. All right, the in terms of like what this next Galaxy is going to bring to the table now that we've crushed on the Google phone. Hey man, everybody's hated on it. I'm just
Oh
going to
yeah.
tell you guys, yeah, I like it. It's a really good phone. I've been using it. Now with this update, it is totally stable. It is absolutely a go.
Yeah.
If you want to spend
Is
$600, it's the best $600 you could spend on a flagship,
Oh yeah.
right? For the
Would you
Sneed?
Google
agree?
Pixel
Would you
6.
agree, Peter?
Well, Sneed, I'm going to give you, this will answer Barry's question. I'm going to give you a disagreeable opinion. I think any phone that doesn't have hold for me is a failure as a phone.
Oh
Yep.
my god. That Hope for me really is a
I
game
love that
changer.
feature
So you
too, man.
so this is the thing where I was always one of those students that like I would have to certain classes I knew I was weak at. I would not meaning weak with the subject matter that my brain automatically turned off. It's like I already got this. So I'm not going to listen. So I pretend to take notes and all that stuff. I'm one of those people that the if you like to uh, repeat the menu, press 9. I have to do that like 4 times because my brain shuts off. It's like I should be able to just skip in line, right? I should be able to just get to where I need to go. So with Google, if you call most 800 numbers, you'll see a live transcription and then it will say press 1 and you'll see it right on your screen like 1 to go here, 2 to go here. So hold for me and those type of features are just incredible.
And that's what Google invested big into, like all these years.
Yeah.
That's what they did. It
Yep.
was always voice intelligence and processing, and it paid out big
I,
time. That's their calling card now.
I'll give another thing about the 6 Pro compared to the 5.
Okay.
My local Google Assistant on the Pro replies to my French commands. The 5 didn't, and
Oh
still
wow.
doesn't.
Okay.
That's cool, man.
That's
That is
awesome.
cool.
So, we were wanted to talk about Samsung stuff, though, no?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's do the Samsung thing. S22. We'll just call it the S22 Ultra because that's going to be their powerhouse.
Needs a pen.
What is it?
Needs a S Pen.
That's what they're saying is going to be there in the Ultra.
They're saying, it's going to be.
Hey, I'll tell you this: the only reason why I have a Tab S4 is the pen.
The pen.
Oh yeah.
The pen seems to do better than poking.
Yeah.
The pen. The Samsung pen integration is really good.
Yeah, I kind of like where Samsung is going this year. Like, have the S22 and S22 Plus. That's all you need, and then have the Ultra to be your Note replacement.
Richard was asking what service in your testing works best on the Pixel 6. I had problems with Verizon. I don't have them anymore with the update, so I don't know. I think you could just use whatever you like. I was having trouble with the T-Mobile N41, but it was also an issue on my iPhone. So I think it was more network upgrades and network changes as opposed to the phones. I think you're good. I think you could use it with any network.
Okay.
They all work fine with me. And real quick, Thomas Hansen says Apple CarPlay or Android Audio. It's based on what phone you have and what you bought in your car.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm actually looking forward to getting a car with some of that stuff because I have what year is my car? I think it's a 2015 maybe. So like my next car is obviously going to be loaded with whatever. I don't know. If you get a Subaru, if you get a Chevy, if you get a Volkswagen, they all have different connectivity options. Like my wife's car has Apple CarPlay. So you just literally connect it to the cable. Everything goes through the head unit. All the apps get integrated into the display and the screen. It's instant. It's really good, actually.
Speed in my 2015 Prius, I have the best car feature ever.
What is that, Pete?
Bluetooth calling.
That's hilarious.
I like Bluetooth. I mean, I have Bluetooth on my car, but I don't like the setup process. The pairing process is a pain.
Yeah, I still use it. The one thing that I don't know if CarPlay does. Yeah, I think CarPlay does do it this way. A lot of radio support it getting set up kind of automatically. Like if you hook up your Android device, you just have like a couple of menus to go through and it'll do the pairing. So instead of you going, oh, let me put in this code and all that stuff, it will do that kind of silently if you press continue. You just have to be parked to do it.
I pair once while parked, then I sit in my car, and it works no problem.
Yep. It's that first time that you got to pair. Like my car has like 1 million phones, so I just knew Sneed was going to say he still has his iPhone 12 paired, all the stuff that's been tested.
I gotta delete a whole bunch of those.
I gotta delete a whole bunch.
I mean, I think the most I can, but see, that's those operating systems on these older units. They only let you hold like 6.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those older ones got some real serious Bluetooth limitations.
I'm limited to 5, which is fine because I only connect 3.
Yeah, if you got a small family, it's not an issue. But like, I don't know, man. If you got a house full of teenagers, and they each got a device and they get in there and stuff, you might have like 5, 6, 7 phones going on between and especially if you own more than one phone. Like Barry, you carry one for work and you carry a personal.
Yeah.
Pete, you got at least 3 devices, I think, at this point. 2, 3? 3.
Do you carry 3 or do you carry 2?
I'm shit, man.
Well, I know you, but like Pete, do you carry 1 or how many do you carry on a daily basis?
Depends on the day and Who's paying me for what?
Okay, yeah. So you might be doing 3. Yeah, I'm normally it's typically only 2, unless, let's say, for instance, I get a new device and I get a chance to set it up, and I might take 3, and it's like switch a SIM or something like that. But normally it's 2 for me.
Hey, Moose,
Yo.
you gonna get a Galaxy S22 Ultra?
Oh yeah, it's coming in. And
Wait a minute. Hold on. You got 2 iPhones right now.
Got 2 iPhones. Gonna get a Pixel this week.
You're gonna get a Pixel 6 Pro and an S22 Ultra.
Yep.
Nice.
And you're getting Carlos level, dog. Cha-cha.
Nice.
At some point after the stream, somebody's going to have to explain to me how to toggle the mmWave on the 6 Pro, because for some reason, if I find a T-Mobile antenna, it connects like nothing, but Verizon, if I know it's there, it still searches.
That could be the phone. That could be the antenna. There might be nothing you could do, Pete. Like, okay, so there's like 5 or 6 nodes within like 2 block radius around the bakery. And there's one of them that I swear frequently is off. Cause like because the signal's weak, and I think I'm connected to the one at the end of the street. And I just think sometimes those Verizon sites aren't on. Like the one that's by the police station by the bakery, it's been up for a month. I've never connected to it.
Wow.
So I'm like, I look, I run a speed test. I'm like, all right, maybe the icon's not registering. I don't know. I just don't think it's on. Seriously. And the thing is that like T-Mobile's network is a macro-based cell network, so those things are blasting signals from every sector all the time.
Correct.
Moose getting an S22. This is crazy.
That's nice.
I can't believe it. Moose, you're gonna have to give me some feedback on that phone.
Definitely. Give us all.
I usually don't get the phones like the first day. I don't pre-order. I don't do any of that. I like wait a month.
Yeah.
And then I decide if I'm going to make a purchase. I'm not going to get the regular S22. I'm not going to get the Plus. The Ultra is really the only option if you're buying an S series, because the Ultra is way better than the other devices. So like,
I agree. This would be a hard year for me to go with any other device but the Ultra. And not that the other two are not that the other two are bad. It's just the Ultra has it all. As far as they've got the pen, they got stuff outside of the cellular radios. When I'm saying that
would be a killer Samsung, a fold where you collapse it like a OG Razor with an S Pen.
So where do you put the pen?
I know, but where would you put the pen? You'd have to have a small pen, right?
Or a folding
telescopic pen where it extends.
Look at this piece. Like, look at this dude.
Bro, that phone's gonna be like $3,000, dog.
Oh yeah. And Samsung will be happy to charge. There's someone from Samsung watching this, like, this dude Pete just made us a lot of money.
Yeah, he just gave us 16 months to try to figure something out.
And include BlackBerry Messenger.
Oh God,
BBM,
yeah.
RIP.
I know.
Are we ever gonna see one?
I'd pre-order that and turn off my Pixel if I could get it.
Yeah,
BBM would be unbelievable.
So secure. BlackBerry. Do we have confirmed pricing on the Ultra? I don't know. I don't know if we got
I don't know we have confirmed. I know we have rumors like 1,300, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be expensive. I'm gonna probably trade in my 12 Pro or sell my 12 Pro in order to get that phone. I'll probably get half of that. So I'll be financing the rest through Samsung. I'll probably get some kind of, what do they do? The buds. They do like, you get free buds. They'll give you like a $200 credit towards whatever else.
I'm gonna put the FirstNet line on that Ultra, dog.
Oh snap! Well, okay. So, and actually, we should talk about this. C-band is coming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, this is
Up
the
to
week
my
of C-band.
market.
Hashtag no sleep till C-band. Pete, you're laughing because you were right, and I'm sick of you being right, dog. All right, the FAA.
Hey, Sneed. You can argue with me all you want. The issue is, I talk to these agencies.
I know you're freaking. You're very close. So one of the things that me and Pete talked about was what is the 5G C-band exclusion zone? I speculated it would be 3 to 5 miles. Pete said it's up to 5 kilometers, right? Up to. So
Mhm.
then I started digging around. I started looking at these complaints, and Barry, you'll get a kick out of this. The specific call to action for the aviation, the aircraft operators, the last 20 seconds of their descension as
Mhm.
they're landing, engage these radio altimeters.
Mhm.
The radio altimeters, it shoots a radar at the ground to just gauge how far it is so it can
Mhm.
properly land the aircraft. It operates between 4.2 and 4.4 gigahertz.
Mhm.
C-band is between 3.7 and 3.99
Mhm.
gigahertz.
Mhm.
So they're saying that there's interference, which there very well could be. This was all worked out in the rules and the guidelines of C-band a few years ago when they said, okay, we're going to be using C-band. You guys have altimeters that operate in a neighboring frequency. This is coming. Make sure you get your altimeters upgraded. They need filtering technologies so
Yeah.
they could sort,
It's a yeah, so they're not
just their
splattering.
standard. Bro,
Yeah.
they did nothing. They did nothing to prepare for this. So here we are, 2-3 years later, and they're complaining that there's going to be interference and it's going all the
Dude,
planes
you
are gonna
already knew.
start
You
falling from
yeah.
the sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Fear-mongering. And now we have these things called exclusion zones. Carriers can't deploy C-band within it's supposed to be 20 seconds of their landing. So I did the
Okay.
math.
Okay.
Typical aircraft, the bigger it is, it's a different metric. It looks like 150 to 200 miles per hour is how fast
Mhm.
they're landing.
Mhm.
So I did the math on that. That's about 1 to 1.3 miles. So the exclusion zone should be about a mile,
Mhm.
right? No C-band within like 1 mile of the airport. Today they come out and say, we need more space. We need 2 miles. I'm just really aggravated because there are a lot of people out there who would like fixed wireless access as a home internet option.
Mhm.
You have cable, I have fiber,
Mhm.
Pete's got fiber, not everybody has fiber.
Mhm.
Fixed wireless access has the potential to be as good as coaxial.
Yeah.
Easily,
Yeah.
easily.
Yep.
So like they're kind of getting in the way of that because of their incompetence. You've worked in industries where there were very, very serious regulations on equipment.
Absolutely.
Whether it's RF, exposures to certain
Mhm.
frequencies, power levels, all these things. I get what they're doing, but, like, what the hell have they been doing for the last 3 years, dog?
That's what I don't get. Like, I totally get what they're doing. I'm always up at, against a customer deadline. They have to adhere to an FCC standard. That happens all the time. But it's not like, this is crucial, Barry, and we can get to it in a year or two. That doesn't happen. So I don't know what they're doing this whole time. Like, there usually is a sense of urgency. So it's almost coming across like not what they were doing. They're like, we don't have to do anything because
Yeah.
this is never going to go through. Right.
Yeah, but, like, they were a part of the rules and the
Yeah.
guidelines that were
Correct.
developed by the FCC because, the FCC has to include them. It's aviation, like, people
Yeah.
are on those planes,
Yeah.
It's aircraft. I mean, everybody takes it seriously.
Yeah.
So why didn't they?
I don't, that's what that's,
You know?
that's the bizarre thing.
So now planes are falling from the sky,
Yeah.
but it's from you. They try to make Verizon and AT&T to be the bad guys. Oh, the 5G is going to take down the planes. Actually, you're the problem. You're the one who didn't respond and do anything up to this point, knowing what
Yeah.
was coming. down the line.
I think Pete is showing. I think he's showing. Pete, we can't hear
What
you.
is Pete drawing, dude?
I'm busy drawing.
Are you drawing like
Pete, should
for
I
a
give you
landing zone?
solo layout?
So here we are. The black circle is the 5 gigahertz exclusion zone, or 5K exclusion zone.
Okay.
The magenta is the 4 gigahertz band, which perfectly fine for them to operate in it. NTIA still owns it. The issue is with these altimeters that they've been recycling from planes since the 70s is they have a bleed potential to go into 3.9 gigahertz. Also, some of the older ones have an additional bleed potential because they suck at RF at 3.7 gigahertz. This is the problem. If the old enough altimeters at 3.7 gigahertz were horses, we would have already have converted them to glue.
Yeah, exactly.
However, since they cost thousands of dollars to initially buy, and they're still functional, they keep recycling them whenever they upgrade a plane. So the first step...
They can be fitted, Pete. They can be retrofitted with filters.
Yeah, and those filters are...
I already looked them up. They're $1,300. You can buy them on eBay.
I was going to say $1,500 OEM.
And they're going to buy how many of them? So what's their unit cost?
If you're looking at like a Spirit airline, you're looking at like 250 planes minimum.
Got to be able to get at least 20%. Come on,
exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
So they're costing $1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm a business and I have a plane that generates me the revenue of 80 to 150 people a flight, and I'm talking domestic flights.
Oh yeah, it's a no-brainer.
It's cake. It's just they're just being stingy, they're being greedy. It's a total reach. It's neglect, it's incompetence, it's a lot of negative things.
I have one easy solution for this problem. The FCC allows them to take out loans through the FCC for 0 interest for 5 years.
Oh my God.
That's easy. That's easy.
Yeah, so I mean,
also the bleeding altimeters to replace are in the range of, last I checked, was about $12,000. But you get that, you're future-proofed, and your planes won't require a pilot to wake up to land them.
It looks like they kind of did inventory. It's about half of the aircraft at these airports. So I don't know, Barry, if you looked at the airport list that the FAA put together. I'm not sure if it was any Florida airports, but Cleveland Hopkins wasn't named. But I think some of the bigger ones were, like JFK's on there, Newark was on there, Chicago's got a couple.
And that makes
airports.
sense. Let me check up to see if Orlando, I missed it because
now, mind you, Sneed, if this dot was a radar tower, my house would be right there compared to an FAA one.
Pete, do you think that the directional nature of antennas makes a difference? Like if the sectors were just pointed away from the direction of the landing planes? Or do you think the fact that the planes are coming in from every direction, there's just no way to avoid it?
Well,
I know
there's also the issue with amplification, and anti-amplification. The only way you could avoid it is if there was a sensor that ran off that, say, listened to radar for incoming planes, and then killed it for the 30 seconds the plane was coming down, then put it back on. Granted, in Newark, you'd never, or JFK, you'd never have this turned on. But in a place like
too many flights, yeah.
But a place like Denver, they could have it on, 70% of the time.
So it'd be like a smart switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the technology is owned by the DoD to do that, so they could get it freely.
Here's the thing, Pete. We're gonna let the cheapness of the FAA and the aviation industry force the carriers to invest in an incredibly intuitive and expensive technology.
Yeah.
That's
that's how business works.
Yeah. Hey, so our airport is on the list.
No.
Yeah.
So my airport is not cleared for my market. It's not cleared for C-band until at least 2030.
2030?
Dude, I have an FAA radar station within a kilometer of me.
So no RF in the area.
Oh, we have RF. We just can't have it popping up incorrectly in the 3 gigahertz, mid 3 gigahertz in the 4 gigahertz band.
So no CBRS, no C-band, no nothing.
Nope. But N41 is a beast.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So Barry, keep that Mint Mobile line going, dog.
So I do have a Mint Mobile line. So I have a regular T-Mobile. Actually, let me rephrase that. I've got multiple regular T-Mobile. But I do have a Mint Mobile.
Magenta, you got the Magenta MAX,
so,
you got the T-Mobile One.
So they are one lines through T-Mobile Business.
Okay, you got the one line.
Okay. Yeah. So both of them are business lines. One is a personal that I use. I'm on business. Fun fact: it's the personal one I got through LeBaron.
Nice.
LB. Yep. So, but the other one's assigned for my work, and I've got a Verizon business line as well.
Bro, between the Bearded Dragon and LB, they love T-Mobile. T-Mobile is really good to them for their business.
Oh yeah, really yeah, it's been good. So for me, just so you know, my configuration, Peter, up until I had to switch from Verizon on my Pixel 6 Pro, I would not use T-Mobile anything other than data in Orlando because it'd just be call drops. Like in Jacksonville, it's the best carrier. Jacksonville, Florida, but Orlando, But now I go everywhere. I'm not dropping call. I'm stunned with my.
Must be on 71, man. It's
gotta
be the 600.
M71 holding the calls down.
Yep.
By the way, I'm interviewing for a job this week. If I get in, you're getting Business Max.
Oh, snap. Yeah, we get upgraded.
Simply because doing some napkin math, my take-home pay would be going up 4-fold minimum.
Nice.
Dude, I think the Magenta MAX plan, I mean, it's arguably the best plan in the game.
Correct.
Like it's Magenta MAX, or I think you can make the argument the AT&T Elite.
Los Mobile, when they get that back.
Los Mobile's the best, bro. The priority access is great, but even though Verizon changed the Get More, is it Get More or Do More?
I think they did Get More and
Get More. Okay,
yeah.
I know you get now with that 50 gigs of hotspot data. I just don't use that much hotspot data, so to me, it wasn't a feature I was looking for. But I did like they gave you all prioritized data. Like now you don't ever get slowed down for priority.
Yeah. Speed with Get More, you don't get more resolution.
Well, no, that's
the only thing. Video, I don't know why they did that,
bro. The video resolution is still it by default, it's still 720p.
Yeah, I don't get that.
And then you can upgrade it to 1080p with a toggle switch. You got to like call to do it or hit the app or something. And then I guess once the ultra wideband C-band launches, whatever, they'll move to like
$10 upcharge.
4K. Yeah, and then they move to 4K. Look, I've never liked Verizon for those types of things. They're really uptight about stuff like that. And that's what I've always liked about T-Mobile. I felt like they were always willing to do a little bit extra. They just had to do the opposite of what Verizon was doing. So like Verizon would do consumer unfriendly things, T-Mobile would do consumer friendly things. And that's all like John Legere did. You remember the long hair?
Oh,
the shoes. He's just like, whatever AT&T and Verizon doing, I'm going the other way.
He took the long hair from me, let me tell you.
Pete, I bet you if Legere was still around, all plans would have full HD on T-Mobile.
Oh, absolutely.
It would have been like an uncarry move. Like, you guys love high resolution video. Let's do it. Let's do. Now that we got N41,
he would have been partnering with Neville. Like, how can we get this done?
So if T-Mobile is listening, and we believe sometimes they do, when did they release the carrier aggregation? For the love of God, get rid of the resolution cap on essentials and higher.
Bro, actually,
yeah.
The essential. But here's the thing: from a corporate standpoint, how do you get people to spend more on their accounts? You got to upsell them, right? So you got to make the.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you lead with that, so it's like, hey, go to Magenta.
Yeah,
the upsell is the hotspot, and the I don't know, go for the max, give them international perks. Instead of getting the about 2G speeds or 2.5G, give them 3.5G traveling. That's how you upsell them.
Well, that's another thing is the throttle after using your hotspot allowance is unusable. These carriers kill you with like Verizon does. It's like 600 kbps. What's T-Mobile do after the allotment? Is it 2G or 3G?
I thought it was
300 kilobits per second if you're not using the same TTL as a Linux box.
Well, you're getting fancy there. That's the workaround. I think AT&T, same type of situation. They throttle aggressively after you hit that. It's like under
Train 21 saying 120 kilobits per second, 128. That's unusable.
128.
That's email. That's all you can really do with that.
Yeah, 128. Okay. Well, it's unusable, right? You're not doing anything other than, like you said, the email, maybe some light browsing. I mean, what could you pull up a Twitter feed? I mean, an image would take forever.
It would take forever. Yeah.
It'd be 10, 15 seconds to see, just a normal picture. Verizon is still usable. AT&T is not. So AT&T and T-Mobile could use some work. I don't know, man. 600 kbps still sucks. It should be at least 1 megabit per second.
Yeah.
1 megabit, bro. 1 megabit.
So if you gotta have hotspot, like
Barry, how much
like you have unlimited? So I don't use that much. I probably use, like, if I'm going to customers a lot, 10 gigabit bits,
the most,
or 10 gigabytes. If I'm not going, I don't really use it. It's more when I get there, I'm like, oh, I need to download this firmware for one of my piece of equipment, and I'll use my phone. Because usually when I go to a customer, their networks are so locked down because they just want them to be able to view stuff, not be able to watch stuff, So I just download my own and then go to work.
Pete's got like a tablet, I think something else. So Pete, you use all yours every month, don't you?
On the average month, and let me tell you, I missed the Los Mobile one.
Oh yeah, because I was
I used to use it more. I haven't been using it much. I just got too many damn lines at this point.
Yeah.
I have a FirstNet line that has unlimited hotspot high speed, and that's really the only one that I really push. like the internet will go out at school, and
Mhm.
my students hate my guts. Dude, I will turn on like 3 hotspots. I'm like, "You're doing your work."
So
I don't care that the access points are off. Like, I don't even care. I'm like, "You guys are gonna do your damn work." I'll be like, "All right, if you're on this side of the room, you're on this connection. If you're on this," because I
Mhm.
think the max connection's like 10 devices, so you can only have so many phones on there or whatever.
You're allowed to give people hotspot off your FirstNet line.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You're the person providing it's less restrictive than some I've encountered.
Oh, that's true. It's built into the plan, so you could pay for the hotspot. I think it's $10.
Oh no! That's not what I'm getting at.
How
The device
okay.
has to be for mission applicable.
gotcha. So even though you can pay for it, the device that connects to it has to be for first responder, like in that
Mm,
in that.
this is DoD stuff.
Okay, okay.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that I
Yeah,
should
so he
cut it
said
out?
don't use it, is what you're saying. He's
Come
saying.
on, man, it's for the kids. Sneed is for the kids. Come on, bro. I'm for the
I
kids.
just don't want you getting in trouble.
Yeah, you don't want the DOD showing up at your.
No, no, I don't
Well,
need the DoD.
he doesn't do it through DoD.
Well, ours is an agency, so yeah, it's an agency. Somebody was asking about the stream being in 720p. The only time you'll ever get a 1080p live stream on my channel is if I'm using OBS. Restream and StreamYard all do 720p standard. I don't have the upgraded 1080p. Should I get that? I the only way I would upgrade is if I could do 4K. I'm not going to upgrade to go from
Yeah, from
720 to
720.
1080.
No, I totally get it.
I
Yeah,
would with a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would do the 4K.
Yeah.
the the moment you can do 4K, I am getting a camera through one of our friends.
Yeah, I got to upgrade camera. That's true. I got to do that. Dude, I have a camera that I spent $1,000 on right before Yasmin was born. My wife convinced me let's get a Nikon. I was like, all right, let's get a Nikon. I know that name. Bro, I spent $1,000 on it. I bought lenses, I think like 2 different lenses. I think my wife used it like once or twice, dog.
Oh, yeah.
And it took great photos. Like we did like a whole photo shoot for Yasmin when she was a baby. We had all these cute little outfits. She was changing her. It was so cute. And then like it went back to the iPhone. All photos with the camera that's on you,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So and it's a great camera. I'm thinking about just taking that sucker and just using that here, for my rig. Just use it for the channel.
So
Mhm.
one of the difficulties with like a standard Nikon or GoPro or Canon or Olympus is we don't automatically get them updated to Google Photos or iPhone
Mhm. Yeah,
or
true, true.
iCloud because it's one thing to take a good quality picture. It's another thing to easily tap a button and share it with everybody who would enjoy it.
Mhm.
Oh man, look at Lawrence. He said one day Sneed will do 69K. What is-
We live, direct live. Oh wow.
So, are we doing Road
what is
to
the theoretical
69K
max?
subs?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Hey man, I'm at like 17,000 subs right now. We're just over 17.1. So the
Mm.
channel it's grown,
Yeah.
you know. Not bad. And I don't know if I ever shared this with you, Barry, but one time, and this is probably right around the time that Pete started, you know, watching my content and then became kind of like a channel supporter and then kind of like a part of the community, and he was
Mhm.
always on the podcast with me. There was a guy in one of my videos. He's like, "Hey, Sneed, man, just stop making these videos, man. Just start a gaming channel."
Wow.
He's like, "This ain't gonna happen for you, bro. You ain't going there with nowhere with this. Just figure something else out." And I was like, "Man, that's all I needed to hear, bro." And I was like, I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna get this channel to grow. I'm gonna create a community of people that
Mhm.
want to see this content, that want to know more about this, this cellular network thing. And yeah, I know it's niche. I know that, but I enjoy it, and I'm gonna do this anyways.
Oh yeah, it's great. Like I said, being in the industry, it's refreshing to have someone with your knowledge and Pete that can talk to this, because you can actually communicate to, like, I can pull up diagrams, I can show you the modulation schemes and all that stuff, that stuff, but that's not what people need to hear. What the knowledge that you guys have of the different bands, where they're coming, what's happening, that's stuff that helps people make informed decisions and not be stuck here like buying stuff that you guys would already know that wasn't going to work out for you anyway. Why would you get that, that carrier and that phone combination, as opposed to, I can listen to Sneed, I can listen to Pete, and I got it. So like I really appreciate it. It's like I tell people all the time, so we'll have really in-depth conversation. I'll say, hey, just watch Sneed. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a fun ride. Pete, what is this, like year 4, year 5, maybe? Year 5. I've been making content.
Mhm.
I think 5. I've had a
Yeah,
Patreon for a few years,
I
maybe.
think it's been 5.
Yeah.
I've been supporting you for a little over 4.5. Prior to that, I did not find you in my Googling.
Wait, so here Lawrence is saying that Sneed is the man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, bro. You guys are nice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much
So
for the kind words.
if I can't find a decent job, I may start a gaming channel where I complain about things while playing RPGs.
Dude, I just got Game Pass. I got the new Xbox. I got the fiber. I got to start making some content on that stuff.
You gotta do something.
I got
Yeah.
to start making some content.
Yeah.
I
There's
think
so much downloadable content on there.
And you've got the setup already. Like you already have the setup to do it.
Dude, yeah, and now I got all this gear. I got this gaming router, the freaking Lambo. I don't know. Did you see the video coverage I did for this router? Okay, so I gotta start testing it and
Yeah.
then recording some videos on it. It is a cool ass router, dude. This thing is sweet. I think Asus is like that's like the
Oh
bee's
yeah,
knees
Asus.
in
Yeah, Asus
routers.
is, yeah,
Yeah,
they're unbelievable. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm excited to test that thing. Let's get that thing connected. I got the Xbox. I usually play FIFA, but like
Okay.
now I'm gonna start playing some different games. I'm probably gonna start playing like racing games. I'm probably gonna start doing some shooters. Moose gave me a couple of things to try to to play. I normally wouldn't play them, man. I'm mostly sports, 2K and stuff. So like,
I
I'm gonna try some new stuff.
Definitely.
my content would mainly be me exploring Breath of the Wild on the Switch. So
Okay.
Oh my, Pete, my wife just got a Switch, dog. She just freaking bought a Switch last week, and she plays it every day, bro. I'm so happy. I hate it when people buy stuff and they don't use it.
Mm.
That is the
so
worst.
man, if only I had an extra spot on my family pass.
Dude, she loves it, and Yasmin loves it too. They play Mario. They were doing the like the more modernized version of Mario Kart. I like the old version, because I was whooping ass.
I
They're
like the
running
Super
circles around me.
Nintendo one myself. That was a blast.
I was gonna leave this to the very end, and we're getting pretty close. We're up against it
Okay.
here.
All
All
right.
right, Pete, name 1 or 2 apps that you can't live without. So it's not really about device, but
Mm-hmm.
apps. Like, what are you using? Productivity, entertainment. What are you doing these days? What are your go-to apps, man? A couple of them.
So apps I can't live without. Gmail.
Mhm.
No, this is actually serious. It's the best IMAP email client I have found on Android. I've tested like 15 of them, and it's the only one that doesn't sporadically stop giving me notifications for incoming mail.
Gotcha.
It's the best.
And Signal Checker Pro.
Yeah, those are good ones. A little RF in there, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. What about you, Bear?
For me, it would be the basics. It would be personal wise, YouTube and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Business wise, it'd probably be Teams and insert an email client.
Yeah. So mine's YouTube and YouTube Studio.
Yeah.
Freaking Studio.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, the app's good now. It's stable. I had a trouble with it on one of my phones before, but now it's good. I'm just always on it. I'm replying to comments. I really like Barry. You get comments on your videos,
yeah.
right?
So I respond to them all. You know,
I enjoy it. Now, if I take like the whole YouTube side out and I take away the Studio, I'd say Pete's right. I'm running Signal Check Pro all the time. It's just running in the background, and then man, Drive is major too. Google Drive is major. Like a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete, you got the Mario Kart.
So, you know what? Probably my favorite game on Super Nintendo is.
What's that?
Yoshi's Island.
Oh snap! Yoshi's Island.
Yoshi's Island, man.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. Do you still play with your kiddos?
You talking me?
Yeah.
So my son, he doesn't have an Xbox Series X yet, just because we haven't been able to get one, but I'm gonna get him one. So we always get both systems. So him and I will play from time to time. Oh, what is that?
Your favorite game.
Oh wow, yep.
I 100%ed that one twice a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Oh man.
So Barry, are you ever going to do live streams on your channel, or will you continue to be the ultimate like roamer and be on every stream?
I think what I'm trying to do first is get really consistent. So like El Jefe and I had so you know how like you had to kind of lean into your niche, like that's what I'm doing this year, leaning more, getting more where I'm very consistent with the videos first, because the way I kind of dissect the phone, like I told Mike, I had 40 minutes. I went really deep technical. I was talking block diagram and all that stuff, and I had to rip a lot of that stuff out. And he goes, yeah, just kind of start to spoon feed, get the audience sort of like you do. Like your audience is not just like N41, like it's going over the head, right? They can actually kind of talk with you. So it will probably be next year when I start live streaming. It will still be like, if you were like, hey, Barry, you got time? Like it will be kind of one of those things, and just kind of focus on the videos now.
All right. Good stuff, man. Tell everybody about your channel, man. Tell them where they can find you.
Oh yeah. So I'm just, Barry Johnson here, on YouTube, and I react to different phones. So you might see me talk about a Pixel right now, but pretty soon you might send me talk about a Samsung. But I try to cover all of the phones, and I'm more of since I'm coming from an engineer's perspective, I'm probably not going to be like, oh, and here's 40 pictures of this ultrawide. I'm going to tell you straight up, like, ultrawide is kind of weak on this phone. I would recommend you use the main sensor of this phone and show you like some supporting shots. So that's kind of how I do my channel.
Yeah, I like Barry's content. Barry's got really good stuff. I mean, the most recent video, I couldn't believe I actually made it in there, man. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta admit, man, that was pretty cool. And when you asked me if you could use it, I was honored, and it was awesome to see my video footage in there. That was really cool, man. I don't know. I'm not sure if anybody ever used my content before, so it felt like, oh, okay, so some people are finding my content useful. Some people are finding it helpful.
It's huge. Oh, like I said, they're like, your community knows, but I know several people that are still under impression that the iPhone doesn't have a good modem based on what happened last year.
Yeah.
At the beginning. So that's that's how they're operating.
When did they stop using those Intel modems?
Yeah, a year ago.
About a year ago, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the minute they went to Qualcomm, it got better.
Mhm.
And then this year, even better. So,
Yep.
oh, we got a birthday coming up. Lawrence, 808 Hawaii. His birthday is on 2/22/22. So,
Nice.
yeah, maybe we'll do like a birthday stream or something for you, Lawrence. Absolutely, man. And thank you for linking that there, David. Appreciate it. Anything else for the go to the order, gents? We can close out the show.
I'm proud that my birthday is April 32nd.
Okay.
You make up your own birthdays now? Is that what you do?
Nah, I don't like people celebrating it with me, so
Oh, okay. So, okay,
you know,
gotcha.
February 30th.
February 30th.
I love it.
Get out of here.
I love it.
All right. Well, hashtag 2Live Crew for everybody that watched this in the live stream during the live broadcast. Hashtag Replay Crew if you watched it on DVR. Let me know you did. Hashtag Ravioli Gang if you were eating, snacking, having dinner.
Ravioli gang.
And hashtag Mod Squad for all my mods holding it down for me with the links for Barry's channel and everybody else that hung out. Thank you for being a part of the show. Everybody in the live chat. It was fun. It was a great show. Thanks,
Yeah,
Barry.
man, appreciate it. No, thanks.
You know,
we'll have you on real soon.
Yeah.
I must say the mods have been doing a good job. I couldn't figure out how to throw up a mod chat, and I haven't seen any bad messages.
One of the things that seems to work is subscriber only mode, like for commenting. So you literally would have to have a troll have to subscribe to your channel, which is what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right. They don't want to give you a sub, and they don't. So yeah, it kind of works, you know, and then sometimes some trolls are relentless and they will subscribe to your channel just to hate. Like I dropped a short the other day, and I literally had a dislike the moment I hit public. That means they didn't even watch it yet, and they had already given it a thumbs down.
exactly. Yeah.
I don't know if they left a comment or not. I still don't know how to use those.
Pete, you got to get with the times. Shorts is the move, dog.
No, I'm not going to get with the times. You're going to watch my 10-hour long plays.
That's
all right.
funny.
We'll get you converted soon enough. That's it for tonight's show. We'll work on Pete and the shorts pretty soon. Please give this video a like and a share. Subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Links in the description box for all things happening with the channel. We out this piece. Peace.